Hello, welcome to this video. New Zealand's borders are finally open, so we thought we would provide our top 10 places to visit in New Zealand.
Yep, so we lived in New Zealand for just over 2.5 years. We've managed to go all the way from the top in the North Island, Cape Reinga. We didn't quite make it to Stewart Island in the south, but we got as close as we could get.
Pretty close.
And we've been around the outside as much as we can. So without further ado,
here is our top 10 places to visit in New Zealand. Number 10, Napier. Napier is one of the most unique towns in New Zealand. Due to an earthquake in 1931, most of Napier was completely rebuilt in an effort to make the city safer in the event of another major earthquake. Most of New Zealand's buildings still follow these designs. Buildings were built in the Art Deco style, leaving an iconic location in the Hawke's Bay region of the North Island. Being on the east coast of New Zealand also provides stunning sunrises and views of the Pacific Ocean. The National Aquarium of New Zealand is in Napier, and every February, Napier hosts an Art Deco festival.
Number 9, Waiheke Island. Waiheke Island is located in the Rotorua Gulf and only an hour's ferry ride from central Auckland. It's the perfect getaway. Ferries are regular, so day trips are possible, and we'd recommend at least 2 days to fully appreciate everything this place has to offer. From amazing local vineyards to zip lines going over the native bush, Waiheke provides everything you could possibly need to enjoy yourselves. One of our favourite parts was having a very competitive balloon shooting competition at the archery range. Please be aware that Waiheke is very expensive, even by New Zealand standards. One way we've saved costs was by camping by the coast at the DOC campground. It is important to note that this is not the most easily accessible option because there aren't public transport routes available. We stayed here for 5 days and spent nearly as much as we did in 2 weeks traveling the South Island. Fuel is also more expensive on Waiheke than it is on the mainland, so we recommend using the bus network if you can, and this will take you to the majority of places on the island.
Number 8, Mount Cook. Mount Cook is New Zealand's highest peak and is roughly half the size of Mount Everest. When Sir Edmund Hillary was training to climb Mount Everest, he used Mount Cook as training. Surrounded by the stunning lakes Pukaki and Taupo, Mount Cook is a picture-perfect area of New Zealand. We stayed at the White Horse campsite and walked the Hooker Valley route, about a 2-hour round trip which offers amazing views of the mountains. Nearby is a visitor centre, about a 40-minute walk away from the campsite, and it served me one of the best burgers I've had in my life.
Number 7, Wellington. Wellington is one of the most active cities in New Zealand, and fittingly this makes it the capital. The main street, Cuba Street, offers amazing cafes and restaurants and is straight in the middle of the town, meaning easy access. Te Papa Museum is also a must-see, including exhibits on the efforts of Australia and New Zealand at Gallipoli during World War I. It also has amazing displays of Maori culture. We also checked out Wellington's cable cars, and the view from the top is definitely worth the $9 return ticket for adults. The best food we found was from Pomodoro's for pizza, and my choice would have been waffles from the little waffle shop, which were very, very tasty. However, Wellington is not called Windy Welly for nothing, and you often find flights cancelled due to the bad weather. This isn't the end of the world though, because at Wellington Airport you'll see lots of productions from the Weta Workshop, including a giant Gandalf flying through the sky on an eagle.
Number 6, Hobbiton. Speaking of Gandalf and Lord of the Rings, another must-visit is definitely Hobbiton. Near the township of Matamata, Hobbiton can only be accessed by bus through a tour. When we went for the first time before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, it was extremely busy, so make sure that you book ahead. Tickets start from $89 and your tour is rounded off by a complimentary drink in the Green Dragon pub, but if you really want the full experience, you can add a banquet to your ticket, although it is more expensive. Recently plans have been announced so visitors can actually enter a Hobbit hole in 2023 or stay overnight in one. Hobbiton is a must for Lord of the Rings and Hobbit fans like ourselves.
Number 5, Cape Reinga. For me, this is my personal favourite. It took us a while to drive up to it, but it was completely worth it, and I found it a very peaceful place, a very calming, comforting place, and I think we both got a lot out of visiting. So Cape Reinga is located at the top of the North Island, and the main path is called the Spirit's Pathway. It's a very significant area to the Maori people, as is where the first people are said to have set foot in Aotearoa and where the spirits go to return to their homelands. The stories about Cape Reinga are told through wooden plaques which kind of dot along the sidewalk as you venture. The journey to the lighthouse from the car park is around a 40-minute walk, and there's a small hill where you can see the merging of the Tasman Sea and the Pacific Ocean. At the end is the lighthouse, and by the lighthouse there is a signpost telling you how far away New Zealand is from pretty much everywhere else on Earth.
Number 4. Queenstown and Wanaka. So if you type New Zealand into Google Images, you will see Queenstown. It's a beautiful area overlooking the Remarkables mountain range and Lake Wakatipu, so you won't be disappointed when you go there. Queenstown is an adrenaline junkie's central and also offers great skiing in the winter time. Skyline Queenstown is a must, even if you don't like heights like me. It features the steepest gondola in the southern hemisphere, something we found out after we did it, a luge ride down via a chairlift, and, if you're feeling really adventurous, bungee jumps and paragliding. At the top of the gondola ride you will get to see Queenstown in all of its glory. About an hour's car ride away is the township of Wanaka, and the lake that shares its name. Here you can enjoy the lake by parasailing, like Sas did, or by visiting the Wanaka tree, a tree so famous it has its own hashtag.
Number 3. Rotorua and Taupo. Rotorua is in the middle of the North Island and is known as a geothermal town. It's an experience you don't forget, possibly due to the smell of sulfur that greets you as you enter the township, which has been described as being similar to incredibly strong eggs. Apparently the locals no longer notice it, so I'm sure if you spend a few hours there, then it'll just pass you by. But due to this geothermal activity, Rotorua provides amazing natural thermal spas in the town and the surrounding area. We visited the Waikiki Valley Thermal Spa, where you can go for a walk to the source of the spa. We visited there twice, and it also has a campsite which lets you use the spas even after the general public has gone and before the normal opening times. Rotorua also has a skyline similar to Queenstown, which provides amazing views, and we can 100% recommend the Rotorua Redwood Tree Walk, where you walk amongst the amazing giant trees. They also give a special offer sometimes where you can get one ticket for the daytime and one ticket for the nighttime for the same price.
About an hour away from Rotorua is Taupo, a town at the shore of Lake Taupo. Lake Taupo is actually the crater of a supervolcano and is one of the largest lakes in the southern hemisphere. Taupo is another area for adrenaline junkies where people go to throw themselves out of planes or blast down the Waikato River on speedboats. I am more of a leisurely cruise along the lake to visit the Maori rock carving kind of person though. Taupo is also the gateway to the Tongariro National Park, New Zealand's oldest national park. Taupo will always be a special place for me as it is where I spent my 30th birthday. Number 2. Milford Sound.
So one of the most beautiful places we saw on our travels was Milford Sound. A stunning, almost untouched part of the world, Milford Sound includes beautiful view of the fjords and mountains that seem to completely dwarf you. The sound is accessible by road, where you have to go through the Homer Tunnel, but there is an airport that runs scenic flights. Boat tours are regularly available, or you could do what we did and stay overnight on the Sound with the Milford Marina. The cruise can seem very expensive. It seems to now be valued at roughly $600 per person, but it provides a 3-course evening meal and a buffet breakfast, as well as the option to kayak on the Sound or go on a speedboat tour. Milford Sound is an amazing place to visit, and we would love to return there. And coming in at number 1, our personal favorite, Hunua Falls. So the very last place on our list is the one that is most personal to us, but one that we still feel is really a great day out, and that is Hunua Ranges. Hunua Ranges was really close to us where we were living, and it's the first place that I ever drove in a brand new lovely car.
About 45 minutes away from central Auckland, it is definitely an option for a day trip, and you can choose between several walks ranging from 40 minutes to 3-hour round trips. Hunua Ranges also has Hunua Falls, an impressive waterfall, and you can get quite close to it.
So this is a really great area to go where you can enjoy New Zealand's natural beauty, but it's actually quite close to civilization.
So that was our top 10 list of places to visit in New Zealand.
We quite enjoyed making this list because it gave us a chance to reflect on some of our favourite memories whilst we were living over there.
If you think we have missed somewhere out, or you would like to add something to the list, then please leave a comment down below.
Or we'd love to hear if you visited these places yourself and what your experiences were too.
And yeah, give us a like.
And a subscribe.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.